親父の故郷が台湾大正町であることは誰もが知る事実だ。
Alright guys, welcome back to some more Umineko when they cry, when they cry. Yeah, when they cry, yes, that's correct, Amin. Umineko no Nakukuro ni. We're back, we're still grinding, we're still keeping at this grind. This grind is going strong. We're already on the second part of the tea party here. Let's see if we can finish off this tea party, this part. Because last part I didn't go on for too long. But let's see if we can finish this off here. I don't know how long the tea party is going to be, but yeah. So welcome back. Last time we had Angel Leon being transported to the theater. Angie post being a Miko for Federine, and Leon post the events of the main episode, episode 7, with Will after having buried Beatrice for good. They've been pulled back here to witness this family conference again for some reason. Except now they're straight up revealing that Kinsbow's homeworld is in Taisho in Taiwan already. So they're already getting this revealed, and they're already going in at solving at the epitaph, which is a little bit different than they usually did previous episodes. So everything so far in this family conference has gone as usual. The difference being that they're now, that they've now apparently settled their family inheritance issues and are trying to solve the epitaph in the break time, which is a bit different than usual. But yeah, the whole thing with George giving Shannon the ring, that's all going the same as usual. The kids going to the guest house, that's the same as usual. But this is the only change. Let's see if this change means a lot. Let's see if the family members end up capable of solving the epitaph here. Yeah. That's basically it. Let's keep it going.
親父殿は今も時折台湾を懐かしんで林道を噛んでいるよ。
Yeah, Eureka not. That was supposed to be a hint somehow. That's crazy. Yeah, I still, by the way, after now knowing how to solve the epitaph, if you ask me right now, Amin, how to solve the epitaph, as in like what you're supposed to do from beginning to end, I've already, I don't know. I've already seen the solution, but I actually don't know how to go about doing it. I mean, I know, okay, alright, so I will tell someone, okay, you have to look at the railway system of Taisho in Taiwan, in Taiwan. Then you'd have to, you'd have to change one of the words to one of the old railway stations. It becomes Killian, whatever. You'd have to get there, and then you have to realize that there's a word K that means 10,000 to the power of 4. That gives you quadrillion, and a tenth of that, but because you're only supposed to go a tenth of the journey, so quadrillion, and then you have to take off Killian for quadrillion. I mean, once you get to quadrillion and Killian, the rest is solvable. But the step you have to take to get to quadrillion and Killian is nuts. Okay, I do not know how you can replicate that step. It is insane. You know what? I'm fine with me not being able to solve the epitaph. I'm glad I didn't spend too much time on that, because ain't no way I was even close to getting Taiwan. But then within Taiwan, I'd have to find the railway system. I'd have to understand that flow didn't mean river flow, but railway system. Yeah, nah, chief. That's it, nah, chief. Nah. I was never solving that epitaph. Alright? So, if I had more Japanese knowledge, more kanji, hiragana knowledge, I'm sure I could have done a better attempt. But as I was at the time, ain't no way. Taiwan. I really need to rewatch some scenes from the previous episodes to see if there are any hints to Kinzo being from Taiwan. Because I really don't know. There's never been a time where I went, oh yeah, obviously he's from Taiwan. It just kind of came out of nowhere for me. I mean, okay, now I've learned that the Japanese, prior to World War I and stuff, went to Taiwan, right? And there's a whole history between Taiwan and Japanese. I didn't know about that history, but it's there, and it's not like I could have guessed that King's Bill of all this time on. I never would have been able to, but that's where his family was from. Cool. But yeah, let's keep it moving now.
若い日にタバコの代わりに覚えたらしい。
That's fine, that's good. It's better than smoking at that.
でも鮎が泳ぐ川なんていくらでもあったと思うわ。鮎釣りの有名な渓流などいくらでもある。鮎なんて水さえきれいならどこにだって住んでたでしょうよ。お手上げだわ。
お父さんが子供の頃に遊んだ近所の小川区なんかとちゃうか。あゆっちゅうとるが案外船程度のことかもしれんで。
あるいは何かの比喩かもしれない。川が水の流れる川とは限らないかも。
Kitty's on the money.
水の流れない川とさあね。
Let's go, Kitty. She's smart.
何のことやら。
キリエが言うのも一理ある。故郷を台湾と決めつけるのも、鮎の川が水の流れる川と決めつけるのも、何もかも早計ってわけか。
そう言われちゃお手上げやで。こら考えれば考えるほどに難解な謎や。
そうよ。これはきっと謎なのよ。キリエさんの言う通りだ。頭を柔らかくして考えるべきなのよ。大正町に近い川っていうと淡水河かしら。あんた話聞いてるの？
Hey! Don't you talk like that to my Rosa. Eva? Catch up. Watch out. Watch your back. You don't want to suddenly be seen an Amin. Yeah, watch out, Eva. Don't just speak like that. Don't you dare.
水の流れる川とは限らないって話をしてんでしょうが。
Don't shout at that. Not towards Rosa. I won't allow it. I won't have any of it ever. Listen. I don't want to hate you. I don't want to get on you. Okay? If you be calm, I can be calm. But start harming Rosa, and we're gonna have some deep issues here, Eva. All right. I know how you are with Nazi, and okay, you and Nazi have those flickering arguments. Okay, but if you go to Rosa, just know I'll have to set my foot down. Just know. I won't allow it. I won't allow that.
その川が鮎の川だって保証はあるの？そうよね。
No, Rosa, you're completely right. You're absolutely right. I mean, I don't care if you got the wrong answer. You're absolutely right. It's not the Tamsui River. It's a Tamsui railway line. I'm helping you because I know the answer, Rosa. But don't worry, you're not wrong. Your line of thinking is absolutely correct. You are amazing. Don't let Eva tell you otherwise. Right, of course. I remember Rosa saying a line in the previous episode where, in front of her older siblings, you know, when in front of your older siblings, you have to act like you're dumber than you actually are. And you're right. It's fine. You're acting dumber than you actually are. But Rosa, you're smart. I know you are. Because you are the second person. You were the second person to solve the epitaph after Eva. So I know you got this, Rosa. I know you got this.
まあ多分鮎も泳いでたろうぜ。何しろ淡水の川だったんだ。
Is that a hint?
淡水魚の鮎が泳いでても不思議はねえだろうぜ。鮎は淡水魚。鮎の川で淡水の川。それで淡水魚。 言葉遊び
I don't know how you're supposed to go from flow of water to flow. Oh yeah, traffic, railway. I was never gonna make that connection, bro. Crazy. Alright, okay.
面白い説じゃない。もう少し推理を進めてみましょう。川を下れば里あり。
Yeah, the village is a kanji that's supposed to fit in the freshwater Tamsui something kanji, and you're supposed to connect the dots, and from there you get Killian. Somehow, some way you're gonna get to Killian, bro. Man, this friggin' epitaph is wild.
淡水河の河口には何た町があるの？
Yeah, what's the name of the town? Yeah, isn't it Tamsui? Is it Tamsui
淡
town?
水と書いてあります。
Yeah, Tamsui is the town at the mouth, and you're supposed to look at the railway, and then from there there's like one station that has the kanji of both, what was it again? Fresh water or something, and it has the kanji of village, and it has this kanji, and then from there you look at the old station, and the old station's name was Killian. It was something like that, and you're also supposed to derive K, and which was 10,000 of 10,000 of 10,000 of 10,000, and you get it from there, and you're supposed to travel only a tenth to get to the journey of the home of the gold, so only a tenth of that for the 10 twilights, and you get, instead of 10 quadrillion, you only get 1 quadrillion, so quadrillion. That's how you're supposed to go about it. I think something like that. If I remember correctly, it was something like that.
淡水は観光で行ったわ。落ち着いた港町よ。
Well, you've been to Tamsui ever?
夕焼けが綺麗だったわ。
Beautiful sunsets.
その里にて二人が口にした岸ってのがあった。
Yeah, it was the kanji for shore and the kanji of village, something like that. That's supposed to be in the station, this railway station. The show that you speak of. I've never been to Taiwan, so I don't really know about no show. I've never been to Asia in general. I've never traveled to the east side of the world in my entire life. Yeah, to be fair, I've largely not even been outside of Europe, to be honest. So, yeah, I've never been to the Americas either. I've never been to North or South America ever. I've never been to Asia. Definitely never been to. I've never been to a lot of parts of the world.
さあね。心当たりなんてない。やっぱり懐かしき故郷というのは台湾のことじゃないのよ。
The links are there, Rosa.
やっぱり小田原なのかもしれないわ。
全ての可能性を否定するべきではないとすると、いや私たちには碑文の一行目からすら話がまともに進みはしない。
静かにして気が散る。
I was like, I'm thinking.
絶対に台湾よ。お父様が台湾以外を懐かしいと形容するわけがない。それについてだけは私も同感です。お父様にとって今でも台湾は心のふるさとなのですから。一行目ばかりに固執するのも良くないわよね。私は他の行について検討してみるわ。第一のバンカラをちょっと見てみることにする。
Yeah, since Rosa will notice the home of the gold connection, she'll notice that you're only supposed to travel a tenth of the way.
俺もそうするぜ。愛の川は姉貴に任せて、その先を検討してみよう。
第一の番鍵の選びし6人を生贄に捧げる。ミステリアスね。わかった。
Let's go, Eva. Eva suddenly muttered. All the others spun around to look at her. This adds up though, because Eva was also the first one to figure out the epitaph in episode 3, so it makes sense that Eva was the first one to make this connection of Taiwan and the railway lines. So Yes, Eva should be the first one to notice this. So this part section, I expect Eva to figure out first, and then I expect the second half, Rosa to figure out first. Come on, give my Rosa a little bit of a dub. Come on now. Eva flipped through the pages about Taiwan with incredible force, then found the page she was looking for and slammed the book open so hard that it almost tore. This whole time, they had been looking at pages with place names. As far as the overall mass of information went, those had seemed the most useful pages to start from. However, the page that Eva opened to was very limited in the scope of its information. It was a map of railway lines.
川を下れ里里だわあった
The village.
何の話だねエヴァ。説明したまえ。
静かにして
Let her focus.
岸も口もある二人が口にするというのはわからないけどでも里も岸も口もあるここよ絶対にこれが黄金の鍵の眠る里よ
落ち着くんや。どういうことかわしらにも分かるように説明してや。
淡水線なるほど。鮎の川というのは淡水線という名の鉄道のことだと。
I don't. Again, I see this. I know that this is the answer. I don't think I ever would have thought about the Tamsui line. I don't. Man, because I'm trying to think if I'm dumb for not being able to figure it out, and I don't feel like I am. Man. I'm trying to think like, okay, this is what I'm trying to think, right? As they're solving this, I'm trying to think, could I have come to the same conclusions on my own? And I don't think I could have. I really don't think I could have, man. This friggin' riddle, I really don't think so.
鮎は泳いでいないと思いますが
Yeah, but it's a metaphor. Somehow.
見て淡水線を下り方向に進んでいくと旧名がキリガンって駅がある
Yeah, that's correct.
ほら漢字をよく見て里がある口がある岸がある
Yeah, that seems accurate. Wait a minute. I don't see no mouth though. I see the shore and see the village, but I don't see the mouth. I guess the left is supposed to be the mouth? Oh, the mouth is up top. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, the thing up top, that's the mouth, okay.
ほんまや。里がある。口もある。岸もあるで。
Yeah, without Japanese knowledge, good luck getting this, but like, without Japanese kanji knowledge, good friggin' luck, yo. You need both Japanese, but you also need a little bit of English knowledge too. So, this is rough for everybody involved.
川を下ればやがて里あり。確かに淡水線の駅名の中で里がつくのはその駅だけだな。なるほど。その駅名を暗示しているようにも見えるね。
絶対にこれ以上間違いないわ調べればいいのよ二人が口にしの意味もきっとわかる見てこれ
地名のキリガンの「リ」は口辺に里だわ。ということはキリガンは口辺が2つ。すなわち2人が口にし
The two speak.
すごいわ姉さん
Yeah.
これよ間違いなくこれだわ
このキリガンという町のどこかに鍵が隠されているということでしょうか
Not quite. You're supposed to get K from there. You're not supposed to get Killian. It was like Killian was like an old name for the station or whatever, right? what was it again? It's like an old name for something. It's called Killian. Or no, you're supposed to get the. If you translate the Japanese, or no, you don't use the Japanese name. You use the you have to use the Taiwanese name, but in English. So you get Killian, but in English Killian. That's how somehow.
どうかしら。ここまでの謎は言葉遊びだとしたら、眠る鍵もまた言葉遊びの可能性が高いんじゃないかしら。同感だわ。第一の番に鍵は6人の生贄を選ぶのよ。つまり本当に鍵状の形をした何かとは考えがたいということだわ。
面白くなってきやがったぜ。
They're solving it slowly but surely. They're getting there. Once they put their heads together, they really. I mean, so far Eva's been heavy carrying. Not gonna lie, but Kiria with a little bit of assist. But Eva's definitely been heavy carrying. But it adds up with what happened in episode 3, where Eva carried for the most part too. There, I mean, she solved it first, so makes sense.
鍵の選びし6人を生贄に捧げよう。これから連想できる鍵を考えるの。
So what a weird tea party, by the way. We have not seen. This is the weirdest tea party so far. Okay, but okay, let's keep it moving.
そしてそれでキリガンという地名を噛み砕くのよ。
Sacrifice the 6 chosen by the key. Let's think about that somehow related to this, and let's break down this name Kirigan, okay?
私にはわかるわ。これはきっと言葉遊び。絶対に言葉遊びよ。考えてみんな。
Back to George and Shannon, I guess.
面白いものだね。一人なら気のめいるような雨でも、君と一緒なら涼しくて気持ちがよく感じるよ。
そろそろ戻りましょう。カノン君を待たせてますので。
そうだね。僕もジェシカちゃんやバトラ君たちをだいぶ待たせちゃってるかな。
懐かしいですね。お嬢様にジョージ様、バトラ様に私で4人で遊んでいた頃もあったんですよね。あの頃も楽しかったですね。
僕は今の方が楽しいよ。君を独り占めできるからね。
ジョージ様ったら。
They laughed at George's melodramatic line. Speaking of melodramatic lines, Battler, what's up? However, George's laugh seems just slightly forced.
ジョージ様？
ああ、ごめん。僕はね、未だにバトラ君にコンプレックスがあるんだよ。
コンプレックスですか？
Well, you were jealous of him because he got along well with Shannon or something?
彼はルドルフおじさんに似て快活だし面白いし、何よりも元気だし、僕なんかよりよっぽど魅力的だ。彼と僕が並ぶと自分が霞むのがよくわかるんだ。
そんなことはありません。ジョージ様は立派ですし魅力的です。バトラ様に何も劣るところなどありません。
I remember when I thought George was sus. Those are the good things. I thought George was the culprit for some time. But his personality is just so sus, bro. I mean, now I know. I mean, unless there's a huge, nah, there's no way at this. There's no way George is directly the culprit at this stage. But man, I remember I was like, episode 1 and some parts of episode 2, I was like, hey yo, George, watch out for George, he's the culprit, bro. Watch out for George, he's the culprit. I wasn't letting him have any of it. Eventually that thought died down, I think by episode 3 with, I think with the Eva teacher stuff in episode 3 with his mother, that my George stuff kind of died down, but I did think he was a very probable culprit at the start of the visual novel. I think I was actually okay. When did I first start getting suspicious of Shannon? I definitely was not suspicious of Shannon within the first 2 episodes. I don't think so. I think it might have begun in episode 3 or 4. I mean, by the end of episode 4, I was definitely heavily suspicious of Shannon. After all, she was one of 3, actually more than 2, really. I mean, Jessica was someone I thought could have been the culprit as well, because she looks like Beato. She has blonde hair, the blue eyes, right? She shares those features. Has friggin' brass knuckles on the pocket all the time. But it didn't really feel like it could have been her. At that stage, my thought process was either Nazi. I felt like Nazi could have been a possible culprit, or Shannon. But I wonder at what point did I start suspecting Shannon so much? Because I was on the money, clearly, but what was it? What were the red flags? I don't quite remember what I thought the red flags were at the time. That's why I made the theory video. When I made the theory video, I'm sure I went through the red flags of why I thought Shannon was suspicious. There probably were several. I wonder what I thought back then. But as in, what time did it start though? What time did I, at episode 3 or 4 did I go? Wait a minute. Shannon person seems sus. And Conan as well. I mean, when I found Shannon sus, I immediately thought Conan was sus too, because Shannon and Conan were always together in scenes, right? So I thought if Shannon was the culprit, Conan must have been an accomplice. That's something that I automatically thought, correlated. If Shannon was the culprit, Conan was also accomplice. If Conan was the culprit, Shannon was also an accomplice. That's what I thought, automatically. I wonder. But okay, anyway, let's keep reading.
本当に？
ええ、本当にです。
実はね、今年バトラ君が戻ってくると聞いて、僕は最初嫌な気持ちだったんだよ。
どうしてですか？
You think you felt unhappy about it?
6年前。
You think you felt unhappy about it?
君と本当に仲が良かったのはバトラ君だった。僕は君ともっと仲良くなりたいと思っていたけれど、全く間に割り込むことなんてできなかった。指をくわえて見ているほかないくらいお似合いの2人に見えたよ。
そうだったでしょうか。お似合いの2人どころか、私が一方的にバトラ様にからかわれてただけで。
Oh, Shannon, it pains you to say that, doesn't it? Come on now.
最高にお似合いの2人だったよ。間違いなくね。君たちは付き合っているに違いないと信じてた。
そんなことはありませんでしたよ。
Pain.
ジョージ様の考えすぎです。
僕は本当にみっともないね。今日君に指輪を渡すとき断られるかもしれないと怯
えた。どうしてですか？私がジョージさんの指輪をどうして拒むと？
バトラ君が帰ってきたからさ。
Oh, dang.
君は本当は今でもバトラ君のことが好きで。
George, you have no idea, bro.
彼が帰ってきた今、僕は用済みなんじゃないかなって怯えたんだ。
ジョージさん、これをご覧ください。私の薬指に輝くこの銀色の輝きです。これは何ですか？
we've seen this sprite before, or not this sprite, this wallpaper before in episode 1, and it's still as great as ever. But now, with all this extra context, seeing this changes everything. Wait a minute. So, isn't Shannon supposed to have blonde hair? Or isn't that Yasuda at least supposed to have blonde hair? Well, we know Beata had blonde hair. We can guess maybe that Kyodori and Beata also had blonde hair. But is this like a wig she's wearing? Shannon? Because she has brown hair, right? Is she wearing a wig or something? Or did, you know... Nah, but Kinzo has white hair, what the frick? So if you combine white and blonde, you get brown. That ain't make no sense, bro. That ain't make no sense, bro. And by the way, it's not white because of old age. Nah, that dude had white hair since he was friggin' 40 years old or whatever, and 20. Since he was young, bro. Since he was young, he had white hair. That ain't no excuse. Don't say, oh, old man hair. Nah, bro. He always had white hair, bro. Somehow he was just born with white hair. Just like Kiria. You'd almost think that Kinzo's related to Kiria. Honestly, that could be... at the start of Kinzo's backstory, that could be a theory you could have, honestly. Just Kinzo's related to Kiria somehow. Because they both have white hair. Natural white hair, that's crazy. And you know it's natural too, because Kasumi also has white hair. They're known for having white hair, that Sumodera family. You think Kinzo's part of the Sumodera family, bro. Imagine if that's a plot twist that's up to come up. Kinzo's part of the Sumodera family. And Kiria is the actual successor. That'll be wild. Nah, I don't think so. Because there's not been anything to hint to that, so that wouldn't make any sense. I absolutely would not make any sense whatsoever. But you'd think so. And hair colors in general, I mean, it is, to be fair, anime logic. Why are we thinking about hair color that much? I mean, Batter and Angie have the same hair color, but they have a father who has black hair and a different mother, but they still have the same hair color. And Kiria has white hair, so who knows how Angie somehow managed to get red hair from a combination of black and white. You get red, or not red, but like dark reddish, brown, red brownish. You know their Angie's hair color, right? She has the exact same hair color as Batter, and we don't know how Asumi looks like. By the way, obligatory, I still am mad about the fact that we didn't get to see Asumi's sprite. We don't know how Asumi looks like. So, if Asumi had red hair, or, you know, brown red hair-ish, then maybe you could go, oh, well, look at that, that's why Batter has red brown hair. But how do they explain that for Angie? So the hair color doesn't make sense. With Jessica it makes sense, because Cross has blonde hair, and somehow, which again, Cross, no, not Cross, Kinzo married originally a Japanese wife, right? So unless his Japanese wife was blonde, how the hell does Cross have blonde hair? But I don't know. Cross has blonde hair somehow. Nazi has black hair. Nazi is all emo. Has a very emo look, black hair. But fine, I can accept Jessica having blonde hair. Then you have Eva, who's got friggin' orange hair or whatever, red hair-ish as well, but you know, lighter color of red than Batter and Angie does. How is that possible? And then Rudolph with black hair and Rosa with brown hair. So nothing makes sense. And you have Maria with, okay, Maria's hair makes sense considering Rosa. Maybe Rosa's husband could have had a hair color that led to Maria's hair color being that, you know, red brownish color. Fine, whatever. George having black hair, he could have gotten that from his father. Batter's hair make no sense. Hair color, Umineko, I don't know if I have to think about it that deeply, bro. But I felt like Beata said a couple parts back that she also had blonde hair, just like the Beata from the portrait. But I feel like that's not necessarily true. I feel like that was just because she took on the form of the Golden Witch Beato, and that's why the Beato from the portrait looked like her and had the same blonde hair. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong, but yeah, because it wouldn't make sense for Shannon to be wearing a wig that with brown hair, right? Would it? I mean, her wearing a wig definitely makes sense. If Kanon is an actual person that exists, as in she managed to fool other people that can't actually exist, then she must have been wearing a wig, right? Wearing a wig for either Kanon's hair or for Shannon's hair. One of them must have been a wig. But if there is a wig, does that mean that her natural hair is actually blonde? I don't know. Maybe she could have natural blonde hair, considering Beato's blood might have run so deep that she still has that blonde hair. Or maybe Kinzo's white hair just washed that away eventually. I don't know, man. Let's not think about it too much. But we can theorize about that if you want to as well.
そうだよね。ごめん、僕は何を動揺しているんだろうね。6年ぶりの再会でさらにかっこよくなった彼にまた嫉妬していたんだろうね。情けないよ。
ううん、いいんです。その気持ちはすなわち私を誰にも渡したくないというジョージさんの強い気持ちの表れなんですから。もし私の気持ちがバトラ様に移るのではないかと怯えるなら、そんなことを絶対に思わせないくらいに強く愛してください。私があなた以外の男性のことを考える暇なんかないくらいに愛してください。私だって怖いんです。私より魅力的な女性なんてこれからもいくらでも現れるでしょう。あるいは至らぬ私に愛想を尽かすこともあるかもしれない。生涯あなたの気持ちを私だけにつなぎ止めていられるか怖いんです。
それを君が怯える必要はないよ。僕は君を生涯愛し抜くことを誓う。
私もそれを誓ったのにバトラ様が帰ってきたら信じてくれなくなりましたね。
Haha, George. As Shannon giggled, George finally realized that his own lack of confidence had hurt her.
私は後宮ジョージさんという素敵な方を射止めました。そして生涯私を愛すると誓わせ、それを誓う指輪をこうして贈らせました。その指輪をこうして薬指に通した上で正直に告白します。私は確かにおっしゃる通り6年前バトラ様のことが好きでした。多分ジョージさんより好きだったと思います。でもそれは6年前の話です。今の話ではありません。バトラ様へのその気持ちはこの6年間で整理され、思い出と一緒に過去へ決別したのです。今の私はあなたを愛するためだけに存在します。
Shannon spoke clearly and strongly. George gave a single, uncertain laugh. It was probably the same sort that George of 6 years ago had made. Then, he straightened up his back and hugged Shannon without saying a word. In that moment, he parted ways with the person he had been 6 years ago. Glass break? Wait, what? How are we gonna have a glass break in a tea party? What? Why is there a glass break? That's the end of the chapter of a tea party? How does that make sense? Oh, wait, they're already at the chapel? They've already gone this far? Nice. That's impressive. That angle. See, this is this OST that should have played when Beata solved the riddle. Not the other one, 7 Weeks I think it's called. This is the OST that should have played, bro. This is the theory crafting OST. But okay, interesting that we had a glass break when we were having a tea party. That's weird. I thought tea parties were supposed to be this one continuous chapter thing. What's going on there? So okay, so the family members have already gone as far as going to the chapel. So this is very different from every single episode we've seen so far, where the family members have solved, well, for the most part, solved the epitaph, and are already here at the chapel. So they've reached quadrillion.
クワドリリオン、この島で船長と刻まれているのはあれだけよ。K の10分の1で船長。眉唾だよ。私たちの想像が正しければ
とあのレリーフの文字の仕掛けなんだ。
Letters of the relief should be the mechanism.
確かめればわかる話だ。誰が上がる？俺が上がろう。抑えててくれ。
Of course, Rudolph is gonna go up the ladder. What's his name again? Something Bauer? Jack Bauer or something? The ladder man? Rudolph's the ladder man at this point. He did it in episode 5. He's now doing it in the episode 7 tea party. Rudolph's the guy who goes up the ladder man. Hopefully we don't get jump scared again. Last time Rudolph went up the ladder, we got jump scared. That was freaking funny though. That was freaking funny. Episode 5. Rudolph jump scared the hell out of us going up that ladder. Let's see if he... Let's see here. If Beato could do it, Rudolph can do it, don't worry. Only issue is it's raining, so hopefully the ladder isn't slippery. But I think it was raining when Beato solved it too, so I think it's fine. Rudolph climbed up the propped up ladder, step by step, as the rain poured down on him.
9の文字を見てみて。どう？何か仕掛けがありそう？
ちょいとガタつくな。
どうしたの？何があったの？
リンゴみてえだぜ。見ろよこいつを。
Rudolph tossed the cue down. It hit Cross on the shoulder and landed in a puddle. Hey, Rudolph! Watch where you're tossing things! You hit your boy, your brother! Dang, bro.
これ鍵だ。
どういうこっちゃ。ルドルフ君、これまさか他の文字も抜けるんか？
Only take out the relevant letters, though. So, remember Killian, so take out the I, the L, the I, and the A, and the N.
ああ、そうみてえだ。
But only take out the L that is the most towards the left, so that you have an open room to separate the other letters.
どうやら俺たちのとんでも推理は外れていなかったらしいな。次に抜く文字は何だ？
愛です。それから L。
That's the wrong L, bro. Following her instructions, Rudolph removed the 6 letters of the first Twilight. That's the wrong L, man. Now that they've gotten this far, nothing stood in the way of them solving the riddle. By trial and error, they finally reached the final stage. Utflow. Lord Yu. Nice.
頭からえぐれという左から順にという意味に違いは。
ルドルフさん、左から順に鍵を回してから抜くの。
おうよ。これで全文字見直しだな。第9の鍵に誰も生き残れないってわけだ。
どう？何か起こった？
何かの手応えはあったが変化なしで。どっかで隠し扉でも開いたのかもな。
Look at the lion statue.
おい、あれを見てみ。動いたぞ。確かに動いた。
みんな見て。ライオンの像の向きが変わってるわ。
どういうことでしょう。ライオンの像に何か秘密が？
違う。これはおそらくライオンの向いた方向を見よという意味だ。見たまあのライオンの見る先を。
そこのライオンの向きも変わってるの。どういうこと？
バカ、あれは誘導してるのよ。ライオンの向く方へ行けという意味だ。
Stop calling Rosa stupid, Eva. She ain't stupid. You're stupid. Stop. I mean, you're not stupid. You saw the epitaph. But don't. Stop it. I won't allow it. This is not okay, Eva. This is not helping my impression of you. Not that you care about my impression of you, but I care about my impression of you. Stop. Eva dashed ahead. The others all chased after her. The gold was right in front of them.
驚いたね。こんな秘密の階段があったとは。
納得だわ。お父様が誰も礼拝堂に近づけたがらないはずよ。
この仕掛けは一体いつからあったのかしら。
Decades.
地下道の感じからして相当の昔からだわ。
おそらくお屋敷を作った時とほぼ同時でしょうね。多分碑文の謎も何十年も前から用意されていたのよ。
Absolutely correct, Kiria. Decades ago. That's how long this riddle has existed. You guys are just now solving this.
まあ、あの親父だから大抵のことには驚かねえつもりだったが。
一体この階段どこまで続くのでしょう。
So all the family members are solving the epitaph at the same time. The only time we've seen this happen, and it wasn't like this, was when Battler solved it in episode 5. But again, it wasn't like this because not all the family members were present when Battler solved it. Or Battler didn't bring all family members to the location when he solved it. And I say he solved it, Battler was only a piece at the time. It was Erika that solved it. So now the family members, without Battler's still in the guest house. The rest of the kids are still in the guest house. All the family members have, with combined efforts, solved it and come here on their own. So again, very, very, very different from your usual episode, your usual game board. Very different.
こら、あの噂は本当かもしれんで。ほら、森の中のどこかに愛人を囲ってる隠し屋敷があるっちゅう話や。
なるほど。この地下通路がそこまで続いている可能性は高いな。
Crosses on the money?
あの日のあのお屋敷にまで繋がってるのかしら。
Crosses on the money? Of course she is, though.
どうやらゴールみたいよ。
It's Joseph we're talking about. She's always on the money. Most of the times.
武骨な扉があるわ。何か書いてある。
こりゃビンゴだな。
Bingo. Something was written on the door in red paint. On the 10th twilight, the journey ends and you shall reach the home of the gold.
開く？開くわ。いい？開けるわよ。
いよいよ黄金とご対面かね。
そんなうまい話。ぜひ会ってくれと祈るばかりや。
姉さん、開けましょう。
開けるわよ。
The heavy door opened slowly. Then, the gold-filled underground VIP room showed itself. Hey, happy this marionette bonus. It's been a while since this OST is played. They only had an instant to admire the splendid furnishings of the underground VIP room. As soon as the mountain of gold next to the canopy bed came to sight, they all froze, stunned. After a second, the stunned sounds faded and was replaced by cries of astonishment and wild joy.
恐ろしい。
すごいわ。200億円の黄金。本当にあったんだわ。
It's all for you, Rosa. No, I'm joking, I'm joking.
なんてまばゆい山なの。目が潰れそうだわ。
やったでやったで、このゲームはわしらの勝ちや。
緑に触ってはなりません。お父様の黄金ですよ。
あらそう。じゃあお父様を今すぐ呼んできてちょうだい。
She's still getting on her for that. Yeah, you're hiding his corpse.
今すぐここへ。茶番はとっくに終わってんのよ。
夏日姉さんよ、もうここからは白々しい話は抜きにしようぜ。ここにあるのは本物の黄金の山。俺たちも本音で語り合うべきだぜ。
Okay, is Nancy going to be honest here, or is Cross going to be honest?
幸いにも私たちは今とても上機嫌で寛大だわ。
Of course you're feeling generous. You found 20 billion yen worth of gold. What?
おとなしく引っ込んでなさい。
Have Cross say it. Cross can say it. A ball of gold is massive, carries magical power within it. That power draws out the most honest feelings within people. The light from the chandelier glinted off the golden mountain, lighting them up with its golden gleam. It was as though the gleam manipulated them. For some time, they forgot their age, and howled and laughed, running about and rolling around like a bunch of excited kindergartners in a park. Back to Angie and Leon, okay.
どういうこと？
Even Leon should understand what's going on, right? Because Leon has only seen the other game boards. She hasn't seen a game board this special. This is a very unique game board.
事件が起こる前に碑文が、それも親族兄弟全員によって解かれてしまうなんて。
Imagine that. All the siblings needed to do was work together to solve the epitaph, and the crime wouldn't have occurred. Is that it? Is that what this is trying to show us? The siblings being greedy and only wanting to solve it individually. Is what led to the murders? It took them too long to try and solve it. What's going on here? So the crime wouldn't have occurred if the siblings had solved it? I don't get it.
今までになかった展開ね。
ベアトリーチェは碑文の謎を解いたら事件を起こさないと決めていたはず。
So is that what the point of this is, right? The siblings all solved it together, so Beato doesn't commit the crime. Is that what's going on?
そういうことにはなってるけどね。どうだか。
You wonder, you say. You think Beato would have committed the crime anyway? Angie snorted, but I believed. Well, yeah, because Beato is your other self. I wonder because, let's see. Let's think about it. Would she have stopped the crime if the siblings had all solved it like this? Well, she wanted Batter to solve it. That's the thing. She wanted Batter to solve it and to understand her. Wasn't that the case? So I don't think this. How is the siblings solving it at the same time changing anything? Isn't she still going to go through with the crime? Unless I'm misunderstanding her motive. A little bit. People are riddles. They want other people to solve the riddle. That's such a great quote. I still hold that quote dearly because that's a great quote from Umineko right there. People are riddles that want to be solved. Damn. This is what Claire decided. She entrusted everything to the roulette of fate, so she would obey the result. Okay, I mean, I guess she did do that, maybe. She let the roulette decide her own fate, specifically because they couldn't decide on their own. I like how they're saying they with quotation marks because they're unsure of the gender. Well, no, actually, no, wait a minute. Oh. No, she's saying they because she's one but many. Got it. So, she'll do what it says. She'll follow her own rule. So what happens now? She'll definitely keep her promise. So what happens now?
起こらないはずです事件は
So Leon says that the crime won't occur. But if the crime won't occur, then the massacre wouldn't have happened, and Angie would have had her family back. So, what's up?
断言できるのはいもう彼女のルーレットは決まったのです これで彼女のゲームは終了です
Although, her game did not end when Eva solved it in episode 3, and Rosa. But to be fair, there is a chance that the roulette continued because she wasn't aware that Eva solved it. That's probably what happened in episode 3. And besides, Eva was a culprit for episode 3. Eva killed people in episode 3. Eva was, after solving it, she went about. It's like she took on the form of Beto. Oh, but she did. But she did, though. She solved it, took on the form of Beto, and then she was the one that's going about killing people. Cross Nazi backer, you know, Kitty and Rudolph. I mean, she was going about killing peeps. Although the murder of Nanjo can be attributed to Beato, but maybe she killed Nanjo and George as well. Maybe she did that because she didn't know whether Eva had solved it or not. She didn't know. She wasn't aware that someone had actually solved it by then. So the roulette continued in her heart. I don't know.
終了ならどうなるっての
Although, at this stage, it should be fairly obvious that the family has solved it, right? I mean, when Eva solved it on her own, she didn't tell anybody because obviously she didn't want to come out with it. That's part of the reason why that's the entire reason she killed Rosa, right? Because she didn't want Rosa to tell everyone about it, because Rosa wanted to tell the others about it. She wanted to keep it hidden that she solved it. But in this case, everyone solving it like this should make it very, very, very clear to Shannon that, oh, okay, everyone solved it, cool. You know what I mean? There should be no doubts about it. It's not one person solved it and kept their mouth shut. It's everyone solved it. It should be very open, very out in the open.
めでたくみんなで大金持ちになって無事に親族会議はおしまい私の家族は中身がチョコレートじゃないインゴットをお土産に私のところへ帰ってきてくれるというのこれで全てがハッピーエンドだとあの魔女どもがそんな甘い夢を鎖につなぎながら見せてくれるわけ
Oh yeah, what happened to the what did happen? Actually, now that I think about it, the gold was unharmed by the explosives, right? The explosives only blew up the mansion. It didn't blow up the It might have blown up only the mansion in the guest house. I don't think it blew up the underground room where the gold was, because Angel's hella rich after Eva ended up being hella rich after after surviving the incident, and she then passed the money down to Angie, right? Angie also ended up being hella rich, and then there's the whole thing with the money being passed to the other family members of the dead peeps from the massacre. So Eva held on to the gold after the explosion. So the explosion after the explosion didn't blow up the gold. Eva must have somehow figured out that the explosion Eva must have somehow figured out the explosion wouldn't be set off in Ecuadorian. Perhaps Beato, when setting off the explosives, didn't want to blow up the mansion where her mother lived, where her mother stayed, out of respect for her mother, but blew up everything else. And didn't blow up the gold because I don't know. She didn't want the gold to go up with everyone else. I don't know. Hey, let's go! Thank you for reminding us of physics, Leon. Thank you for the MGH formula, potential energy in physics. Thank you very much, Leon. Very, very needed, well needed right there. Thank you. When she showed she showed off the chain on her wrist with a clank, I was unable to counter her with confidence. But I want to believe that Claire's game has now come to one of its possible conclusions, even if it's the least eventful. Even if it is the least eventful. Well, Claire, what do you think? Perhaps, just once at the end, she wanted to show us a world where no crime occurs. Well, what a happy ending that would be. Having disappeared with no regrets, perhaps she left us a parting gift in the form of a game where no crime occurs. In a sense, the most peaceful sort of game. I would like to believe that. Yeah, but here's the thing. You're working with witches, and we know how witches are. They're cruel, okay? If Lambda Delta or Burn Castle is setting this up, or Featherween, they're setting this up because they're cruel witches, okay? There's probably a reason they're doing all this, okay? Don't think too optimistically here. You know that's always going to be a bad thing. If only these heavy cold chains weren't holding us in place in this theater. Oh! Is Beato coming? Is it Beato? Rosa's shrill cry brought the celebrating to an immediate stop. Rosa knew she'd seen it. The curtain against the wall had fluttered, and the shape of a person had been there behind it. Is it going to be Genji? Nah, it's gotta be Beato. Beato's come over here, maybe.
よせやい。気のせいだろう。
誰かいるの？いるなら出てらっしゃい。
When Eva yelled, the curtain shook. It is Beato, okay. And then, a witch wearing a black dress appeared from the other side. In an instant, everyone realized that the dress was the same as the one worn by the witch of the portrait. And they realized one more thing. This person was the owner of this room.
ようこそ黄金の部屋へ。
Okay. Her face and her voice were expressionless, blank. The others all looked at each other, wondering who should respond. Rudolph was the first to speak.
つまりあんたがベアトリーチェってわけか。
いかにも。
マリアに手紙を渡したのはあなたなの？
いかにも。
これは親父殿の差し金なのか。
No.
いいえ、これは私のゲームです。
いいえ。
ならそのゲームは私たちの勝ちだわ。こうして碑文の謎を解いて黄金を見つけたもの。
She's there like, I did it 2 years before you did, noobs.
あんたの挑戦にうちらは勝ったんやで。この黄金わしらのもんちゅうことで間違いないんやろな。
いかにもその通りです。
Okay.
皆さんは碑文の謎を解き、見事にこうして隠された黄金を発見しました。このゲームは皆さんの勝ちです。この黄金はもはや私のものではなく、皆さんのもの。
潔いことだね。
ねえ、あんた。もし碑文の謎を私たちが解けなかったらどうするつもりだったの？
Imagine she answers that honestly. I was planning to go on a killing spree based on a roulette. And by the end, of the next day, of October 5th, an explosion was rigged to go off at midnight, killing everybody, me included. Imagine she just answers like that, completely honestly.
後ろ宮家のすべてを頂戴すると手紙にはあったさ。
はい、後ろ宮家のすべての財産とすべての命、この島に存在するすべてを私の好きにさせてもらうつもりでした。
The witch walked towards the table next to the bed. Then, for the first time, the others realized that what sat on the table. Just realized what sat on that table. Okay. They were 4 rifles. 4 rifles. Okay. There was also a case filled with bullets. Okay. The witch picked up one of the lead bullets lying on the table and played with it, her face still expressionless as she spoke. So she's playing with the rifle, saying, "Yeah, I was gonna use this to kill you all." Oh yeah, and by the way, 7 stakes were definitely dug into you. Okay. Okay.
もし皆さんが碑文の謎を解けずに今夜を終えたなら、私は碑文に従い13人を殺す殺人事件を起こすつもりでした。
If the night had, so if October 4th had ended, okay, so right, of course, because she always kills people after midnight or after the night of October 4th. Right. That's when the first trial happens. What if someone solves it during the murders? Because the murders don't happen. Because she first does the first trial where she kills 6 people, and then after that, people are still alive. What if someone solves it after the first 6 murders? Does she still continue anyway? What was her plan then? I don't know. Maybe she stops at that point and goes, "Alright, well you solved it, but hey, too bad. You didn't. You solved it too late. 6 people are already dead." What would she have done then?
なんですって。あの碑文を初めて見た時は思ったわ。まるで連続殺人を描いた推理小説に出てきそうだなって。
Kiria. You ain't trying to break the 4th wall here, are you?
そうね。あの碑文の通りに13人が次々に殺されたら、それはとてもミステリアスな事件になったでしょう。お前一人にそれができるわけもありません。
Oh boy, she did. Oh boy, she managed that. She must have. I don't. That's actually impressive. Yeah, it is actually very impressive that she managed to kill so many adults on her own.
いくら銃があっても13人も殺すなどいくらなんでも。
That is actually very impressive. But she must have. Yeah, she had accomplices though, which made things easier. But still, it is impressive. But also, you have to think, she did leave a lot of things up to fate, right? A lot of the way things went down were completely just fate, you know what I mean? So in a way, she was kind of lucky to kill some people and not get killed herself in the process, maybe. You know what I mean?
計画は入念に、そして何通りにも用意していました。
That's also true. That's another thing. Yeah, if you're gonna kill 6 people, then 2, then other people according to the Twilights. Then, and if you consider all the locked rooms, she must have planned the murders very. She must have planned them in a very how'd I put it? She must have spent some time on it. You know what I mean? It's like writing a detective novel. How am I gonna make the culprit kill people? Well, you know, successfully. She must have been very careful in her planning. She must have made sure that everything worked out, so that it looked like a closed, locked room and everything. All of that, and she must have made sure that the master keys were with her. All the keys were served, the master key, all of that. So, yeah.
皆さんが今夜から明日までに取り得るすべての可能性を想定し、そのすべてに対応できるミステリーをご用意する予定でした。
Thanks, she really... It was meticulous, huh? It's just a lot of deep thought must have went into it, yeah. I guess it makes sense, it's kind of like the game boards, right? The Witch Bearto must have thought of a lot of different alternatives to make sure that the game board, you know, murders went accordingly, with according mysteries.
今となっては披露はできませんが、それは綿密に練られた愉快な密室殺人の数々を用意していたのです。
So the locked room murders were locked room murders on purpose, okay.
ほんの数人なら銃で寝首をかくこともできたろうよ。だがさすがに13人も殺せるわけがねえ。
And I guess with enough meticulous planning, I guess it would have been possible, bro.
俺たちはそこまで間抜けじゃねえぜ。
Wow, Rudolph, stop talking, bro. Stop talking. You're making yourself look worse. You're making yourself look worse. You're calling everyone present stupid. Stop it, bro.
そのようですね。少なくとも第一の晩以前に碑文の謎を解かれるという想定は最も可能性の低いものだと思っていましたから。
The most unlikely before the first one. Okay.
君にとっては私たちがここへたどり着くのはどうやら誤算だったようだね。
No, I wouldn't say that. She just said it was most unlikely. She probably had a backup plan if that happened too, and that backup plan is what she's doing right now, I bet.
いいえ。
She must have. Come on now. She probably spent so much time planning this.
これすらも私の望んだルーレットの結果の一つ。そしておそらく皆さんにとって最高の結果を意味するでしょう。誰も死ぬことなく黄金を手に島を出ることができる。
Are you serious?
おめでとうございます。
Are you serious?
ゲームは皆さんの完全な勝利です。
That really sounds too good to be true. I want to say one more thing, right? I was about to say, how did she manage to do all this planning if, you know, if Battler only came back today? But you have to remember, Shannon or the servants and stuff, that she knew that Battler was going to come out way ahead in advance, right? Way before Battler. She might have known that Battler was going to come back for this year's family conference months before the actual family conference. She would have had at least a few months of time to plan all of this out, right? If you think about it like that, then it adds up, right? Because think about it, right? She even said, it was even said in the past how Shannon would know through the way the betting would go and stuff, that she would know beforehand if Bat was going to come to the conference or not. And besides, she can always, since she was since she's been the new head for the last 2 years, she could have just asked Genji at any point, hey yo, is Battle coming back this year in 1985? No. And then next year, is Battle coming back in 1986? Or maybe Genji could have mentioned it of his own free will. Genji could have gone, by the way, it's May right now, but I'll have you know, Battle is going to come back for the family conference of October 1986 in 5 months from now. Then that's when Bert would have started planning for this entire thing. So it's not like Battler returned and on the same day, you know, Bert would plan all of this. She must have had a lot more time than that, and you know, I realize that now. Okay, fine. If no one could solve the riddle, she planned to take those guns and commit a serial murder. Everyone gulped as they watched the witch emotionlessly make her confession.
あなたの告白が真実なら、あなたは私たちを殺そうとしてたことになるわ。
はい、そうです。
こいつよくもシャーシャーと言えるもんだぜ。
Yeah, she just admits to that straight out.
そこまで打ち明けた以上、我々が君を好意的に扱うとは思えないはずだが。
Right, so you're probably wondering what her goal is for revealing all this to you. Right? You're probably thinking about that.
覚悟の上です。私のことは煮るなり焼くなりお好きなように。
Really?
皆さんが碑文を解けなければ、そうなっていたのは皆さんなのですから、これは対等なことなのです。
I mean, I guess this is one of the fated options, so if fate wanted them to solve it and for them to do what they wanted with her, then I feel like she would have accepted this fate too, right? This is all part of Beata's, roulette plan.
この姉ちゃん大した肝っ玉やで。
命を落とす覚悟があったからこそ用意したゲームでした。その結果を得られて私は満足しています。もはや殺されようとそれも覚悟の上です。
She no longer even treasured her life. The witch walked towards the others as she spoke, and they automatically stepped back.
黄金は皆さんのものです。最初に発見した方に全てを差し上げるつもりでしたが、7人でいらっしゃるとは想定しませんでした。7人でどう分けるかは皆さんで決められるといいでしょう。私はそれに関知しません。それから。
それから? The witch walked even closer. She walked through the middle of the group up to the antique clock behind them. Antique clock behind them? The clock was large and had a dignified feel to it. What, is the clock counting down to midnight of October 5th? Is the clock counting down to when the explosion is gonna go off? Hey, look at this clock. When it hits midnight of the next day, it's gonna go boom boom. The witch patted it and spoke.
この時計の仕掛けも皆さんにご説明しましょう。
The device. Oh, so the clock is the bomb device. Oh.
皆さんは黄金だけでなく、この島のすべてを手に入れられたのですから。
So the clock is a device that sends the bomb off. Is that what you're telling me? And when the timer, the clock finally hits midnight, it goes boom. Ah, that's how the device works. That makes sense. Where'd you get this device? Where'd you get this bomb? How'd you get it from? Where'd you get it from? How does that work? You know what I mean? How'd you manage that?
それはどういう意味かね。
第8の晩までを殺人事件風に読み解いたら、確かに殺されるのは13人だわ。
But none shall remain. You know that, Kiria.
でも第9の晩には、は
None shall be
っきり
left
と
alive.
誰も生き残れはしないと記されているわ。
どういうことだ。こいつはつまり俺たちを皆殺しにしようって企んでたってことか。
This bomb is supposed to seal the deal. That's it.
まさかその時計は。
I think you're bang on, Eva. We saw that in Erika's character file after episode 6. Rockinjima explosion accident. A big boom boom goes.
お察しの通りです。爆薬と連動しています。
Explosives, just like I thought. Where did you get these explosives from? How'd you get them? Did you buy them using the gold? How'd you get them?
その仕掛けを用意したのはあなた？
Good question.
それとも後宮金蔵なの？
I can't imagine Kinto would just set up explosives here.
仕掛けを作ったのは後宮金蔵。
Really? It's Kinzo's device? Or are you saying that only the device, not the bombs, were set up by him?
この仕掛けこそが彼の狂気の魔力の源泉。
What? Are you serious? Kinto set up the explosives? When? So when he built the mansions, the Kyodori mansion, the normal mansion, the other mansion, the guest house, the guest house built later, but the chapel, and then this underground VIP room. When he built all this, he also bought, using everything that he used to build all those things, he also bought this device with a bomb that was set to go off at some point. Why? In case he ever wanted to blow up the gold? Is that the use of it? But then, is it explosive? But how is it then connected to the mansion? How does it also blow up the mansion? Why did Kinzo set that up? I really thought that was something that Beato set up, not Kinzo set up. It's a Kinzo set up. It's mad magical power. Okay.
何を言ってるのかさっぱりや。
Why did Kinzo set up the explosive? I genuinely thought that was a Beato thing. Dang.
つまり親父は爆弾を用意してて、無一文になったらいつでもきれいさっぱり、自分ごと全てを吹き飛ばして死んじまう覚悟があったってわけか。
If everyone broke his prepared to die in a blast over everything, including himself and the gold. But how does it end up killing everyone on the island? You guys don't end up solving the epitaph, right? You guys, for the most part, are in the mansion when the bomb goes off. For the most part, right? And if you're in the mansion when the bomb goes off, that would mean that when the bomb goes, so that means the explosives are not just connected to this room, and that blows up the gold. It should also be connected to the It should also be connected to the bomb that goes off in not just to this room, but it should also be connected to the mansion somehow, because it blows up the mansion. Secondly, what then happened in episode 3? If the bomb went off in episode 3 and blew up the gold with it, how did Eva manage to retain her money and influence after the massacre? Right? How did she manage to give the money to her relatives after the fact? And how did she give all the rest of her wealth to Angie? Was she able to stop the bomb from going off? Okay, sure, but then how did the rest of the people die? They were still alive at the end, right? Wait a minute. Because Jessica's the only one to die in episode 3 because of the bomb, right? Jessica's the only victim of the 10th Twilight. Everyone else was killed. Supposedly. Shannon and George killed each other, or Shannon killed him and then killed herself. Then you had not just that was of course Shannon as well. Eva of course killed Battler, but she didn't kill Jessica. It was stated that Jessica died because of the 10th Twilight, so she only killed Battler and left the Kyodorian. How does that work? How did it work in episode 3?
後宮金蔵はこの島で黄金の魔女と契約し黄金を得ました。しかし得たのは黄金だけではなかったのです。
What?
どういうことですか？まさかと思うけど。
What are you trying to say?
六軒島には旧日本軍の基地跡があるという噂話を聞いたことがあるな。
So you're saying the explosives are just part of there being a military base here? Is that what you're saying?
まさか。
You're saying the explosives are just part of the military base that have always been here since during the war? You're not saying that that's something that Kinzo imported from somewhere or bought from somewhere, or Beato, it's always just been here? I guess.
ご見察の通りです。この島の地下には戦時中の旧日本軍の地下基地跡が眠っています。そしてそこには900トンの爆薬も眠っているんです。
900 tons? That's insane! Yeah, that would really blow up the entire island. But I guess Kyodorian is on the other side of the island, so these explosives would only blow up like this half of the island. The other half would be safe, I guess? 900 tons of explosives is wild, though. Okay, yeah, okay, now I understand why even the people in the mansion died. Yeah. Yeah. Eva, how long was the? It was how many kilometers was it? It was like how many kilometers was it from Kyodorian to this chapel? This tunnel. They mentioned it before during Kinzo's backstory. It was like 10 kilometers or something. Was it? Was it 10 kilometers? No, it was less than that. It's like 6 kilometers, wasn't it? No, I don't remember. But it was like a how it was like a. No, it might have been. Wasn't it like a 30-minute walk or something? But if it's a 30-minute walk, then it must have been like a 3-kilometer tunnel, though, right? Because a 30-minute walk is about 3 kilometers, I'd say. Maybe less, 2.5 maybe. Maybe not that much. Two, a little bit, 2.5 kilometers, maybe a bit less than 2.5 kilometers. That's a 30-minute walk. So wasn't it like a 30-minute walk that Eva had to walk? Still crazy either way, but I think it was something along those lines, right? So 900 tons of explosives. 900 tons of explosives. Yeah, that would blow up. That would blow up this room for sure, and the mansion for sure, and the guest house for sure. I didn't know it was the explosives were that excessive. That would blow up a huge chunk of the island. But I guess it didn't reach far enough to Kyodorian. So if you're in Kyodorian, you were safe. But then, how did Eva retain her influence after the massacre, after the bomb? How did Eva still retain so much money? I guess because she got the inheritance of the Shirama family. So even though the gold was gone, the inheritance was enough money to secure her and Angie for the rest of their lives, in a way. That's why they're still rich after the fact, maybe. So it wasn't as much at the gold, but like the influence that Kinzo got, the inheritance that Kinzo got from, using the gold, he became so financially, successful that even without the gold, he was still hella rich. In fact, Cross did say that if Kinzo ever went broke, this was a lich scenario. So Kinzo never went broke though.
900トンやって
That's quite a bit.
とんでもない量やん。そない爆発したら想像もつかん。屋敷どころかクレーターが開くっちゅうもんやで。
Yeah, not just the mansion, dude. The chapel is, it's eradicated. That adds up as to why only Maria's jaw remained. Somehow Maria's jaw remained after the explosion. That's wild. After episode 1, I remember there being something along those lines. Yeah, no, the explosion would kill anyone unless they were on the other side of the island. That's it. It's a big boom boom. Oh, so the opening, whenever yeah, of course, with the opening of the game, of the visual novel, every single time you'd see like an explosion go off on the island. But it's like it's a metaphorical thing, right? Now that I noticed that. But when I was watching these openings, I'm sure that's one of the spoilers you guys were talking about. The spoilers in the openings. But you don't notice what the spoiler would mean until you know what it actually means. Now I know it's an explosion. Okay. That adds up, yes. But it would be a big explosion. It would be a big boom boom.
専門家の推定では直径 1km 深さ数十メートルの大穴が開くとか。
So a kilometer radius is what you're saying. Okay. Yep. And if it's 2.5 kilometers to Kyodorian, you'd be safe. Yeah, because you'd be safe for the most part. You'd hear the explosion go off. You'd feel it go off probably. You could see it go off, but it wouldn't reach you. Maybe some of the debris would reach you. So if I was Eva, I would hide in Kyodorian, like under something, so that the debris or something wouldn't reach me. But even then, if it's a kilometer across. Would the debris go that far? It would need to go another kilometer plus. I don't know. But okay, anyway, I would still just in case I would hide. Just the explosion wouldn't reach me. An expert's estimate. Who did you ask? Who was the expert? Did you just ask? Did you Google it? Google didn't exist in 1986. You could have just Googled how big would an explosion? You couldn't just ask friggin' I don't know, Reddit or something. How big of an explosion would 900 tons of explosives create? Because I guess it also depends on the actual explosives and the kind and all that stuff, right? It depends on on what sort of bomb you're using. Several dozen meters deep makes sense. Okay.
跡形も残らんな。
この爆弾は特別な仕掛けで爆発します。私が今操作した。これが起動のスイッチです。
I love how she just does it nonchalantly. Everyone's like, no, wait, stop, wait, don't flip the switch. The witch toyed with the switch on the top of the antique clock.
この状態で24時を迎えると爆発します。
もうすぐ24時ですが。
Not midnight of October 5th, the next day. Not yet.
つまり残り何時間で爆発するというのではなく、24時ぴったりにしか爆発しない時限爆弾というわけね。
Oh, okay. That's okay. Never mind. Okay, yeah. So it's almost midnight now. So, that means that after the first 12 murders, or maybe just before the first 12 murders, if the first 12 murders happened after midnight of October 4th, then maybe midnight of October 4th hit. Nobody solved the epitaph. Alright, time to set the plan in motion. She flips the switch, goes out, starts killing peeps. And then boom goes off, at midnight of October 5th. That makes sense.
いかにも、もうじき24時を迎えますね。もし爆発をお望みでしたら、このままにしておきますが。
I love how she's saying that in the most nonchalant way possible. If an explosion is what you desire, if you all want to die, by the way, you can leave the switch like this. You decide.
バカ言ってんじゃないわよ。解除しなさい。
By this time, Kindo was probably the only one he knew. The secret base on Rokujima had started out as a submarine base. However, when that plan reached a standstill, it was redefined as a top secret base for homeland defense. A huge plan had been drawn up to have the Army and Navy perform a pincer attack on American forces if the latter decided to land on Kujukuri Beach and press towards Tokyo. As a trump card for this massive defensive maneuver, the Navy started stockpiling large quantities of explosives and fuel in absolute secrecy. Let's see. And that's where the 900 tons of explosives came from. Okay. And the Rokujima base was the location those were stockpiled at. Oh, so Rokujima was the main location. Okay. The total weight of the buried explosives was 900 tons. That's actually crap ton. Also, fearing that the Americans might find out the island secrets and seize the explosives, they set up a system for the self-destruction of the entire island. Right, just in case. Kinzo, who knew about all this, decided not only to keep this self-destruct system active, but to connect it up to the strange clock that could cause the explosion any night at midnight. What a madman! That's such a risk! Imagine the lever just kinda goes on its own, just kinda gets pulled the other way and goes boom. And he lived like this for decades. Knowing, bro, I don't know how I'd be able to sleep at night. I'd go to sleep at night thinking, man, if the switch is flipped over tonight, I'm dead. Oh well. time to go to sleep. And he lived like that for 4 decades, bro. 40 years. 40 years. Knowing that underground, right under him, he was well aware the switch that could blow up and kill everyone. Kill himself, his entire family. I mean, I guess the only ones who would be safe would be his daughter over at Kuodorian. She'd be the only one who was safe. Everyone else, boom, boom. Wow, that's crazy. And oh yeah, Genji knew about this. Genji must have known about this too. Genji knew about this too. Yet still lived his life as a servant, nonchalantly, as always. Just na. New servant. That's crazy. Genji probably, no, not Genji, Nandra probably knew about this too, Kumasawa probably knew about this too. That is insane! That is insane. Or maybe only Genji and Kinto knew. Maybe Kumasawa and Nandra were not told. But I don't know, man. Just living your days with this information in your, that's insane! That is so crazy to think about! Why? Why would you keep it active? I mean, I know why, but that's insanity. Just keep it active. Are you sick in the head? Okay. Kinzo is famous for building up his funds using a vast store of gold, and then using those funds in several sink or swim gambles, one after another. Just what did his stockpile of gold and the 900 tons of sleeping explosives mean to him? At this point, we can only speculate. Oh, so you're saying that it's impossible to cast Kinzo at this point. Not like, it's not like Shannon or Berto could have asked Kinzo either, because Kinzo died, you know, after apologizing to her, and then so it's not like she could have asked him. So even if she's wondering, even she can only speculate what her father was planning with it. Perhaps the true source of Kinzo's mad power wasn't the gold after all. Maybe. I would go mad if I lived for 4 decades, knowing that a switch could blow me up and everyone else with me at any midnight, at any stroke of midnight. That is insanity. Maybe that's what drove Kinzo mad, just the explosion. That's the possibility of the explosion, man. That's insane. Kinzo's really insane. Why would he keep it active? So he kept his daughter on the other end of the island to keep her safe from it if it ever did go boom boom, and told her never to leave. Kinzo's a gambler himself then. Man. You can only speculate. The video novel said it itself. You can only speculate why Kinzo decided to keep such a thing active. Perhaps it was this device with which he could erase himself and this entire island from existence if he lost a big gamble. And all that he owned. Maybe. He must have been putting the gold and everything else he had on the line at every point in his life. Maybe. What a madman. Kinzo needs to be studied, bro. Kinzo needs to be studied. What a madman. What a madman. Kinzo had probably looked at this clock at times. Maybe flipping the activation switch and letting the clock tick down. He must have, right? If he kept it active, he must have gone there during some evenings, like, it's 10 p.m. If I just do this, whoop, in 2 hours, I'd go boom boom, and everyone else would go boom boom with me. But alright, let's switch it back. Just look at the clock. That's so crazy, man. Whenever things got tough and he got stuck, maybe he would hide in here and flip the switch. That is crazy. He might have made it a rule for himself that he would blow everything away if he couldn't think of a brilliant plan before midnight came. Insane. Insane. Insane thought. He would gaze at the mountain of gold, listening to the clock tick towards his death as he searched for an idea. Wow. Wow. Just the prospect of that. Wow. 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 Perhaps Shirima Kinzo's real study wasn't the one in the mansion, but this place instead. Wow! And just the more I read this, the more I'm flabbergasted. Wow. Wow.
親父らしい仕掛けだぜ。
What? It does?
俺たち子供は
Yeah,
親
maybe.
父が悩み事をするたびに道連れにされてたかもしれないってわけだ。
I guess yeah, it does sound like him. That angle, by the way, OST playing. Let's go.
あのお父様ならあり得る話ね。
It wouldn't be unthinkable. I guess not. Wow.
この仕掛けももはや皆さんのものです。大爆発をお望みでしたらいつでもどうぞ。
If you want, if you want a massive explosion, use it whenever you please.
アホ抜かせ。誰が大爆発なんか望むんや。
Oh, I love it.
半世紀も前の爆弾でしょ。
Oh, you're saying that maybe they don't work no more.
本当に爆発するの？
Is that what you're saying? Nah, Kenzo engineered this. It's fine. He was an engineer. He engineered this properly. He checked on it every so often to make sure the explosives were still intact.
はい、もちろん。爆薬も信管も健在です。
Okay.
試しましたから。
Wait, what? I tested it myself? Wait, what?
試した。
You tested them? Right, of course he did. Oh yeah, the shrine, the Torii Gate. Ah, the pieces. Of course, I already theorized this though. It's not like this is news to me. Yeah. The Torii Gate, the explosive blew up the Torii Gate. Okay, good to have that theory confirmed. Yeah, it has to be.
まさかあれか。
そうか。やっとわかったよ。
Yeah, it wasn't no lightning bolt. People saying the lightning bolt took down the Torii Gate. Ain't no lightning bolt doing that. She tested the explosives on that creek.
鎮守の社が跡形もなく消え去った。
Yeah.
そういうわけか。
Yep. So then but how did she do that still? Because yeah, they are still active. But how did she do that? Because if you think about it, how did she do that without anyone noticing? You know what I mean? How did no one notice? As in, the people who were the servants who were in the island at the time she tested them, they did not hear an explosion go off. And I guess it might have been so far in the distance that they didn't hear it. They didn't track for them. Well, if it's an explosion, maybe they did hear it, and to them it sounded like a lightning bolt. So from then on, they heard it. They said that the Torii went because a lightning bolt came down, but it really was the explosion because an explosion might sound like a lightning bolt to some. Because why would they expect that explosives to be on the island? Of course, if you're a servant working there, right? Kumasawa and stuff. Well, the Kumasawa knew probably knows the truth, right? This summer, the shrine had disappeared without a trace, along with the reef under it. It was this summer, so already by this summer she was testing the explosives, okay. It felt strange that the waves could have destroyed it without a trace like that, but no one had paid it much mind. And now, this piece perfectly fit into the hole left by the strange feeling. Oh yeah.
いかにも。
But yeah, okay, this is my theory. Good to have it confirmed. I think I theorized this since all the way back in episode 4. The moment my friend theorized about the explosives, I think it was I that added on. Yo, by the way, remember the Torii Gate? I told him that, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you're right, I mean, good point." I remember us having a discussion like that, me and my friend. So good to have that theory confirmed.
半世紀を経て今なお爆薬が健在であるか あの社で実験させていただきました。結果は皆さんもご承知の通りです。
Sweaty bangs. Okay, anyway.
あの程度の量であの岩礁が丸々消え去るのですから。900トンもの爆薬があれば地図が書き換わるほどの爆発を起こすことは容易に想像できるでしょう。
そんな爆弾を爆発させたら確かに我々はみんな死ぬだね。
A miracle would not be enough to suffice you surviving an explosion like that. That's not even a miracle at this point. That's straight up, bro. If you survived, I believe it. I believe magic. If you survive an explosion like that, I believe magic exists. No, straight up. No miracle saving you from that. That ain't no miracle. That's magic. That's actually something from the other world saving you from that. An explosion like that, going off, you're dead. Absolutely dead. And there's barely any part of your body that will be remaining from it. Absolutely not.
しかし君はどうしたの？まさか私たちと一緒に心中するつもりだったとは思えん。
Oh no, she did. Oh no, she did. That's the best part, Cross. She did intend to go down with the rest of you.
この地下貴賓室は基地跡の地下通路に通じています。それをまっすぐ進めば島の反対側にある隠し屋敷クワドリアに出ることができます。距離は約 2km。
2 kilometers. Okay. So yeah, it was about like 30. I did say it was. I felt like I remember it was being around 30 minutes, but actually 2 kilometers is less than 30 minutes. You could get to 2 kilometers in about 25 minutes even. 2 kilometers away, yeah, it's about 20 to 25 minute walk. Ish. 25 minute ish is probably a better estimate. Probably around 24 minutes. Depends on how fast you walk, to be fair. But okay, 2 kilometers away.
そこまで逃げれれば爆発からも逃れられるでしょう。
Supposed to escape the blast. Yep, that's why. See, the series Evan episode 3 confirmed. I'm getting all my series confirmed. Let's go. That's how Eva. It has to be. That's how Eva survived episode 3. They specifically mentioned that she was in Kurodorian at the end of the episode and escaped the 10th Twilight. There we go. She was in Kurodorian. She went to the other side. She solved the. It's adding up. It's adding up. It makes sense. Let's go. All right, that's good. It's an underground passage from the remnants of the military base.
Hmm. なるほどね。爆発の直前にそこへ逃れるつもりだ。
I don't think she planned to escape though. I don't think she planned to escape. I think she planned to die with you all. As part of the ritual.
そうすることも可能というだけの話です。
Yeah.
皆さんは信じないでしょうが、私は皆さんの誰も謎を解くことができず、第9の番を迎えてしまったので、全てと共に心中するつもりでおりましたから。
Yeah.
こいつ、どうかしてやがる。
You think? What about everything that led her to all these actions?
イカれてるのよ。考えるだけ無駄だわ。この女は私たちがもし碑文を解けなければあそこの銃で、あるいはそこの爆弾のスイッチで私たちを皆殺しにしたのよ。それだけは疑いようがないわ。
So that's for all of us. There's no doubt in my mind. Okay.
その通りです。
And you're correct.
皆さんは誰一人犠牲者を出さないという最善の形でこのゲームを終えられたのです。敬意を表すると同時にこ 心より感服いたします。私があれだけ長い時間をかけて解いた謎を7人がかりとはいえ一晩で。
But like you said, it was a seven team effort, okay? 7-person effort. So it might have taken you weeks, months to solve Beato, but remember, you did it 2 years before they did, right? So they already prepped. They already tried to solve it for years, for one thing. Then when they met up with each other, it was a 7-team effort. So either way, Beato, you should be you know, it's still very, very impressive that you wanted to do it on your own, even if it took you a very, very long time. Even if it took you weeks or months or whatever.
それは称えられるべきです。
But I guess it is still worth your praise that they managed to solve it together as a team effort, group effort.
私も君の潔さに敬意を表するよ。君の処遇はこれから考えるが、極力紳士的なものになるよう配慮するつもりだ。
Okay, Cross is being very surprised, very nice, well, very agreeable to someone that was planning to kill him and his entire family and everyone else with her. But I think that makes sense. Cross always seemed to be like a calm person, even during these crazy situations. He's always been calm, you know what I mean? And yeah.
私のことはもうお気になされず、私は皆さんを殺し、自らも死ぬ覚悟をすでにしている亡者なのですから。
The Golden Witch Beatrice solved the epitaph, reached this room, and revived. And now, new people had solved the riddle and reached this room, so her role was finished. When the epitaph's riddle was solved, Beatrice's witch illusion ended. Most likely, no one in this room would have been capable of understanding her tragic resolve. She herself was probably the only one who could. As long as the many selves inside of her understood, that was enough. She wanted someone else to understand, though. That was not enough. She wanted Battle to understand. I am one yet many. I entrusted myself to the magical roulette of endless possibilities. The result? The answer is this. That is what the tarot cards known as the ritual of the epitaph have shown me. Beatrice is now dead. They did not kill her. I killed her myself, in accordance with fate's command. They will never understand for all eternity. The witch stared up at the ceiling without speaking for a while, then looked as though she'd suddenly remembered something. She grabbed at the sleeves of her dress and took out some sort of card. What's going on?
そうそう、
She forgot to tell him something?
忘れていました。
What is it, a card?
私に死に銭など必要ありませんので、これも皆さんにお渡しします。
What is it, credit card? Were those a thing at the time? No, I don't think so. 1986? When did credit cards stop becoming a thing? They were always a thing. You know, by the time I was born. So I've never had to think of a world where credit cards didn't exist. But 1986 Japan maybe didn't exist. That was a joke, obviously, though. Actually, just give me the credit card.
キャッシュカード。
Wait, what? Wait, what?
黄金の一部を現金化していました。それが入っている口座です。
Oh, is this the cash card that Eva had in episode 3? Is this that would add up then, if that's how Eva was able to gain so much wealth afterwards, and that's how she was able to give a lot of the money to Angie and to the rest of the remainders of the family, the remnants of the family after episode 3. That would add up if it's this cash card that we're talking about.
なるほどな。黄金の魔女のまさに魔法エネルギーっちゅうわけやな。
いくら入っているんだね。
詳しくは忘れました。でも10億以上は入っています。
So more than a billion yen, so more than a 20th of the gold was converted to cash. A 20th of the gold. That would be, so instead of 20 billion yen, yeah, it would be, sorry, instead of $200 million, that would be $1 million, right? No, $10 million, sorry. So $10 million. So with that cash card, that should be roughly enough for a single human being to live their entire life. As in, if she gave me that cash card right now, and I was able to, if that cash was mine, I'd be able to live my entire life using it. And I wouldn't need to, I don't think I'd need to work or anything like that either. That's literally enough money for me to live my entire life, I think. I think it's enough money for a single human being, I think. Ish. So, $1 billion yen. That's quite a bit.
10億。そりゃ確かに魔法だぜ。
そうね。それだけのお金でできないことはないでしょうからね。
It's quite a bit.
そうですね。人間の半魔法の毒素に最も強い唯一の魔法がこの黄金の魔法。ある意味このカードはインゴットよりも強い力を持つかもしれませんね。
まったくだね。インゴットより現金の方が喜ばれるものだ。
どうぞ。
And I'm guessing Eva. Yep, if it's $1 billion yen, that makes sense that Eva was in possession of that. So, the reason why Eva was rich after the massacre was not because she still retained the gold. It's because she still retained this cash card, which had $1 billion yen, $10 million for Eva after the massacre. You'd still be rich for that. Just because you don't have $200 million, does not mean that $10 million doesn't make you rich. That's still hella rich. That's still very, very good for Eva. And that's how she was able to give the money to everyone else, become rich after the massacre, and give that to Angie afterwards. So that adds up now. That adds up. Okay.
私にはもはや不要なものですので。
How long is this tea party, by the way? I feel like I've been recording for a while. Plus, if you consider that I recorded for almost an hour last time, man, am I gonna have to split this up into 3? I've never split a tea party into 3 before, but man, it's been going on for a while. The card she held out was not taken by any of them. We'll see. If the tea party is seemingly ending soon, then I'll wait just in case. But if not, I think I'll split it into a third part. But would be the absolute worst if I split it into a third part only for it to be like, oh, there's only 10 minutes left of the tea party. I hope that's not what happens. I'm hoping this is just a really long tea party. Although episode 4's tea party was 6 hours long. I just recorded 2 3-hour parts to do it, and I do not plan to record 3-hour parts in this scenario. In this case, I'd rather split it up into 5 different parts rather than 2 parts if it's going to be a 6-hour long tea party. Who would ever just hand over a card with $1 billion yen in it? The mountain of gold. The device for blowing up the island. The card with $1 billion yen. All of these surpass their understanding. So, no one could bring themselves to take it.
気に入らないわ。
何がですか？
黄金の山を、はいどうぞ。 爆弾も解除します。10億のカードもどうぞ。話がうますぎて気持ち悪いのよ。あんた、何か私たちを騙そうって企んでるんじゃないでしょうね。
騙す気もありませんが、信じろとも言いません。私は全てを差し出し、全てを明かしています。何を信じ、どうしようと、それはもう新しい黄金の主である皆さんが決めることです。私の言うことを何も信じず、この場を立ち去ることさえ皆さんの自由です。
エヴァ、彼女が嘘を言っているとは思えんね。
なんでそうだってわかるのよ。こいつの余裕が気に入らないのよ。
She's extremely relaxed, nonchalant. She's not showing any emotion.
まるでもう全てに勝利したかのようだわ。私、今ふと思ったの。爆弾のスイッチとかいうの、オンとオフが逆じゃないの？
What if she's lying about which is the upside of the switch? That would be funny. That'd be wild. But then you'd have every reason to call. What time is it right now? You'd have every reason to go call the children and the servants, and then run off to Kuodorian, just in case, right? If you truly did believe that, in fact, I would do that. If I was you all, I would run to Kuodorian right now and wait until midnight passes, just in case. You know what I mean? Just in case. I believe what Berta says, obviously, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. I'd wait until after midnight and then come back, just in case. I don't want to go boom boom. I mean, she could be lying about when the bomb goes off, but I do believe her. So I would still I would go and then come back. That would be what my plan is.
それどういうこと、姉さん。
さっきその女は爆弾を解除すると言ってそのスイッチをいじったわ。実はその時スイッチを入れたんじゃないの？あんたは私たちに謎を解かれたんで、私たちごと全てを吹き飛ばすために爆弾のスイッチをオンにしたんじゃないの？
そうお思いでしたら、どうぞその時計のスイッチを入れてください。
If that is what you think, feel free to kill yourselves. Feel free. If you think that's what's going on, and you choose to not believe my words, flip the switch the other way, and watch as you idiots all blow yourselves to death. That is what she's saying.
あと1分で24
Hey!
時。
Hey, only 1 minute? You do not have time to run to Kodorin. You do not have time. You. Wow, that's crazy. 1 minute? Yeah, you do not have the time, bro. That's it. I would trust her words. I would trust her words. I feel like, yeah. You can't. You cannot run fast enough in a minute to dodge a 900 tons explosion. Yeah, you cannot dodge 900 tons worth of explosives of a bomb. You cannot dodge that bomb. You will not be capable of dodging that bomb. 1 minute is not enough to run away. You can run far, but we'd have to start running right now, and maybe hiding on the ground too would help you escape the explosion a little bit. But I don't know, man. I don't think a minute is enough. Like I said, to get to Kodorin, it's a 25 to 30 minute, 25-ish actually, 25-minute walk-ish. Even if you ran, how long would it take you to run? What was it, 2 kilometers? She said. How long would it take you to run 2 kilometers? Let's say you're running for your life. So let's say you're running at, I don't know, 16 kilometers an hour. I don't know how fast you're supposed to friggin' run. I don't know how fast you would run if you're running for your life. When you're jogging, you typically run for, let's say, 9-10 kilometers an hour. Let's say walking speed is 5 kilometers an hour, and let's say jogging speed is 10 kilometers an hour. Running for your life, let's say it's 16 kilometers an hour. That sounds like a good even number. Let's say you're running for your life, okay? I don't really know exactly. 16 kilometers an hour. You're running for your life, okay? You're running because the explosion is about to go off. How far could you travel in 16 kilometers? Well, if you have only 1 minute. So 16 kilometers an hour. But you'd only have a minute to run. So you'd be able to go. Let's see. You'd be able to go about what? 200 meters, maybe. You're able to run about 200 meters, I think. Let me get the calculator. How long would it take? Yeah, how far? Let's say you're running for your life. How far could you travel in 60? If you're, let's say you're running at 16 kilometers an hour. Let's be extremely nice and say you run at 20 kilometers an hour. Let's be extremely favorable here. You run 4 times. Your fastest running speed is 4 times your walking speed. Let's say that. Let's say it's 20 kilometers an hour. Okay, and remember S equals VT. So then we want to figure out the distance. So we have to multiply that by the amount of time, right? So 20 kilometers an hour, but you only have a minute. So multiply by 1 over 60, right? Because you're only running for a 60th of the hour. And I get a third. So you get 0.3 kilometers. But then to 0.3 kilometers is the same as 333 meters. 333 meters. How big did she say that? She said the diameter of the bomb was 1 kilometer, right? So if you run for, let's say the bomb is located right here. Let's say the radius is then 500 meters. Running for 333 meters, that is not enough. That is just not enough. The crater would be still, you'd still need to run for another 100 meters. Which, so if you had like 2 minutes, maybe if you ran at the speed of 20 kilometers an hour, maybe if you had 2 minutes, maybe you'd get out in time. If you had 2 minutes, if you had 5 minutes, you'd be safe. I think. If you had 5 minutes, you'd have just enough time. Even if you weren't running at 20 kilometers an hour. Let's say you're running at 15 kilometers an hour. I think that's a fine running speed if you're running for your life. And let's say you have 5 minutes. Yeah, you'd be able to run for more than a kilometer. You'd be able to run for a kilometer plus 200 meters, 250 meters after that. You'd be good. You'd be chilling. You're chilling. So 5 minutes would be enough time for you to run away. 1 minute would not be enough time. That's how crazy close this is. Okay, let's say you're running at jogging speed. So let's say you're jogging at 10 kilometers an hour times 10. That times 5 over 60. 0.83 meters. Ooh, that would be close. 833 meters. The radius is 500 meters, right? You'd be 300 meters away from the radius of the crater, but it's close. If you had 10 minutes, I think you'd be safe. I think if you had 10 minutes, then yeah, you'd be more than safe. Even if you're running at jogging speed, which is around 10. I mean, depends on the person, but around 10 kilometers an hour, right? 9 kilometers an hour maybe. So yeah, just did some math right there real quick. I don't know why, but you guys know me. You guys know I love math. I love doing math, even if it's just like not super important. It's fun. It's fun to imagine the possibilities. Okay, 1 minute. We've come to the conclusion that 1 minute is not enough time to escape this explosion. So they have to trust in Beato's words here.
真実は時計が教えてくれます。
なんですって？
おい、どうすんだよ。
It's too late now to run through the tunnel, so yeah.
今爆弾はオンなのかオフなのか
彼女が嘘を言ってるとは思えん。今が解除だ。押すべきではない。
Dude, you're gonna kill yourself. I hope that's what actually happened on this island. On Rokinjima, 1986, the family couldn't decide whether it's on or off. So Eva or someone did the dumbest thing ever and flipped it on, blew everyone up, and that's how the story went. So anticlimactic. AG, that's where your family can return to you. Please tell me that's how it ends. Please tell me this is the actual story and this is how it all ended. This is one of the fragments is just them all solving the epitaph, and they get in the cells, which was on or off. Everyone afterwards was like, "Hey, yo, it's the work of a witch? What really happened on that island? Dun dun dun. What could have been done? Who knows? Well, who knows? Who knows?" And the reality is, the family, all the adults were like, hey, it's not off. No. The ghost said this is on. Hey, no. Wait. Ah! Boom. Oh, please. That would be the fun. If the writer of this visual novel had balls, he'd make that the real truth. If the writer of this visual novel had balls, this would be the truth. That would be the truth. That would be the funniest thing ever. Cross and Rudolph arguing. Eva comes in arguing, swinging. None of them can decide. Bertha's just sitting there like, look at these idiots. All right, I guess we're gonna get blown off anyway. Cool. Well, it's not like I care anyway. Boom. I told them everything they need to know. They want to blow themselves up and their family along with them. Alright, cool. They're the idiots. Hey, I guess that's also part of the roulette. Wouldn't you say that, Beto? This is all part of the roulette. The idiot family just blows themselves up. That's such a funny thing to think about.
でも気に入らないのよ。なんでこんなに素直なのこいつ。なんでこうもはいどうぞってなるの。こいつは私たちを騙して時間を稼いでるのよ。24時になるまで時間を稼いで私たちを道連れにするつもりだわ。
I mean, at this point, there's only 1 minute left, right? You either trust what she says and believe that it's currently off, or for some reason not trust what she says and turn it on. Do you wish to trust this other human being or not? That's up to you. It's a life or death game. Is it a game? Well, it's talking about death, talking about a big bum. She's just staring at them.
そのスイッチはどうなってるの？オンかオフか分かる形状なの？
On the upper part of the antique clock was a metal switch that could slide right or left. Currently, it was set to the left. However, there were no marks in particular on either side to indicate which side was off and which side was on.
おい、白状しろ。どっちがオフなんだ。
左が。
It's left. Alright, you wish to know? It's left. The rest is up to you.
今がオフです。
It's up now. It's left. She's told you. I love how nonchalant she is. I love how calm she is. It's left. It's off now.
バカルドルフ。その女が正直に言うはずがないでしょ。逆に決まってるわ。
I'm laughing at people. I'm laughing at life or death situation here. I really shouldn't be laughing at this, but this is way too funny. The entire idea that this is a possibility, that they all died like this, is way too funny to me, man. This is way too funny to me. I don't care. If a fragment where the Leon existed, a fragment where the family, or this family of idiots managed to solve this incredibly hard epitaph yet kill themselves in the process afterwards, it sounds way too funny. There has to be a fragment like that exists. Please tell me this is that fragment. This is way too funny.
もう時間がないわ姉さん。
よせエヴァ、スイッチをいじるな。今がオフだ。
エヴァさん、その手を離しなさい。私も同感よ。今がオフだ。もし私たちを爆弾で殺すつもりなら、彼女は爆弾の話を告白しなかったはずよ。
If you flip the chessboard, Kiria makes a good point. Listen to Kiria, y'all. Kid has been surprisingly calm about all this. It's about to go boom. Oh, you can see the switch. You can see the switch. It's on the left. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
ベアトリーチェ、私を騙そうったってそうはいかないわよ。
5、4、3。
Great scream though. 2, 1. Oh! Flip it. Please flip it, you dumb idiot. It's midnight. Oh. 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 Moment of truth. Oh. Did Emma flip it? Did Emma? Is that the end of the tea party? Emma flips it and they all die. Moment of truth. Oh. It's intact. Oh, we're good. Ah, it's left. Ah, the second hand of the clock. Take past midnight. Ah, 7 weights. Ah. Eva, why didn't you do the dumb mistake of flipping it to the right? Come on, Eva. You should have killed everyone. October 4th had ended, and the curtain rose on October 5th, 1986. The switch was still pointing to the left. The witch's words had been proven correct.
これで信用していただけましたか？
Ayo! Hey yo! Vulgar Eva! With a hideous, sweat-covered expression, Eva snatched the cash card away from the witch's hand.
通帳と印鑑はカードだけじゃ引き出せないわよ。
暗証番号で引き出せます。8桁です。
8-digit pin. Oh, let me guess. The pin is 0715-1129.
ちょっと待ちなさいよ。今書くから。
Say it. Eva and Kirie both took out a pen and notepad and began writing the 8-digit number the witch told. Say it.
これで
What?
私から皆さんへ伝えるこ
What's the
と。
pin?
そして受け渡すものは全て終わりです。
Wait, didn't they already give out the pin in episode 4? Oh yeah, did they? If they did, what was the pin, y'all? What was the pin? I forgot. Did I write it down in my notes? I don't know. I may have written that down in my notes, but I don't remember. I don't think so. I think I wrote down... I would have written it down if there was... Let me check my notes. I'm gonna go check my notes. I would have written something like this down. If they did give out the pin, I would have written it down. I'm gonna check my notes. I'm checking my notes. Yeah, I'm checking my notes. I don't know how long I've been recording, but I hope the tea party is over soon, because man, this has been a long tea party. Let's see. Notes for let's see. Episode 2 notes, episode 3 notes. Hidden mansion not to be found from the outside world Kyodorian. The 9 birds retreat. Oh, that's cool. Guest house's real name is Torayan Visitors Retreat. Ah, that's cool. I'm looking at episode 3 notes though. Come on. Sweet fish are also called Kogyo because they have a pleasant smell. Oh, okay. Nuki equals remove Tanuki. Okay, I've written down the notes to solve the epitaph. Number in the parlor where Jordan Shannon died was 0715-1129. See, I knew that. I've memorized this number, by the way. Imagine I ever use it as a pin code. Nah, that would be too obvious. It would be way... Imagine I use that as a personal pin code. I would not use it as I'm telling you right now, if I had 1 billion yen worth of cash, I would not use this as a pin code because it would be too obvious, because I already have a public that I've read Umineko, so someone could guess that, maybe it's the same pin code as the one from Umineko. Someone could guess that, so obviously that wouldn't be the pin code that I would use. But it's there, it exists. I might use it somewhere else as a reference to Umineko. But okay, episode 4. Non-just letters sent by his son. Residence number 1234-567, northernmost tip of Japan. A11 2 was engraved on the key's number tag sent to Nanjo in Hokkaido. Members in English was written on the black swipe card. Members in English was written on the black swipe card with gold letters in the letter. All that was written was the number 07151129, along with the name of a certain massive bank in Japan and the word Central Branch. Wow! It was 07151129. That was the code. Damn.
もう私は自ら何も喋りません。
The code is 07111520. That's crazy.
役目をすべて終えましたの。
That's crazy. 07151129. That's the code. That is the code. Moreover, according to Masayuki is Nanjo's son, by the way, it's a card, a key, and a pin for an unsettling safe deposit box for special clients. A card, a key, and a pin. A112 indicated, or A112 indicated one of the safes in the bank's underground safe deposit boxes, but there were at least 20 green ones he could open after having the card read. He only had the key to A112. Inside the safe, in a duralumin case, was cash, which added up to 100 million yen. 100 million yen? That makes sense, because she split up the 1 billion yen. Eva would have split up the 1 billion yen into separate parts. 100 million going to Masayuki, 100 million going to Kumasawa's family, 100 million going to Angie. What else? Have I missed any other family members? The rest of the family, etc. So then maybe she'd have a couple 100 million left, like 200 or 300 million left, and that's what she used to grow hella rich from it. I don't know. Kumasawa's letter, residence number 12341 5167, westernmost tip of Japan. A113 was engraved in the number tag. Angie got a similar letter to these two 12 years ago, but it has been lost. Okay, that's the notes I wrote down. I'm glad I wrote down those notes, you know. I'm so glad I wrote down those notes. I'm so proud of myself for writing down those interesting... Look at me go. So this is why you write down notes for... No, you don't, not necessarily. If you want to read the Umineko though, writing down notes, see that? That's good. I read episode 4 who knows how many months ago. There's no way I was going to remember all those details. But because I wrote down those notes when I read them, I knew they were going to come in handy later on. And guess what? They came in handy now. Alright. Her tasks have been completed. Cool. And the code was 07151129. The day she became a witch and Bachelor's birthday. Amazing. After saying this, the witch spun around and sat down on the bed. She wasn't even looking at the others anymore. She sat there like an empty husk which had, just as she had said, finished everything it existed to do. For a while, everyone watched the witch to see if she would remember something else and started talking. However, she said nothing further. Are you not gonna ask about her? She's not gonna reveal anything about her lineage. Are you gonna ask about her lineage? She's just going to be Beatrice, the golden witch. Are you guys just gonna believe that she's actually the that she's actually just Kinzo's mistress? Or are you gonna ask her about her lineage? Because I bet she'll be honest about that though. Oh yeah, I'm Kinzo's daughter with Beatrice that lived in the Kyodorian mansion, by the way. Is she just gonna be honest about that? I don't know. She could be. She could decide to be. I don't know. She said nothing further, okay. The witch who had called herself one of the dead was now little more than a large French doll, wearing a black dress. Glass break. What? Another glass break? We had a glass break around the middle of this part, and now another. This is a tea party. What sort of tea party is glass breaks? A lonely deep sea fish. Yeah, I mean, I gotta end the part there. Wow, we've been recording for what, 2 hours maybe? Have you been recording for 2 hours? I've been recording for a while, that's for sure. I'm gonna end the part there. We've been recording for, I think, for over 2 hours. So, I'm gonna end the part there. I guess. We've been recording for 2 hours. So, plus the 1 hour from last time, I think. We've been recording for 3 hours. We've had 2 glass breaks so far. Weird. What a weird tea party. A tea party with glass breaks. A tea party with its own chapters. This has been hella weird. So I'm gonna end this part here. But let's read this last sentence first. Gold is the only physical embodiment of magic that can appear in the human world. since ancient times. Even a small fragment of it could control men with its magic. Yeah, good. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this part of Umineko when they cry. What a part this has been. This part has confirmed so many theories, man. And the notes I wrote down as well. This part confirmed theory upon theory upon theory upon theory. The only theory I got wrong is that the explosives are something that Berto imported or bought from somewhere. But no, the explosives were part of the base to begin with, which makes sense, I guess. I just didn't know of that entire plan that the base had to build up these explosives here on Rokunjima as a secret plan. And I didn't know that Kinzo was the one that set up the whole active clock and had it go, you know, for all these decades. I didn't know that was all part of Kinzo. But other than that, that's the only thing I got wrong. Other than that, I thought that was a Berto thing. The bombs were all a Berto thing. But yeah, other than that, everything else, theory after theory after theory after theory has been confirmed. Really, so many things have been confirmed this part. So, to me, this has been a great part of Umineko when they cry, and I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this at least as much as I enjoyed reading it. And I'll see you guys next time for some more. So yeah, alright, y'all. Peace.